Yes, we are back with another deal breakdown where I break down actual deals that my company has either already closed or that we have pending or that some of my friends have closed or pending. It's really exciting. This is real deals. I'm going to show you exactly what list we pulled it from and exactly how to pull it yourself and how to make sure that you're getting the most out of every single opportunity that you do come across, because this deal breakdown is bittersweet. I kind of have a rock in my stomach about this deal because we could have made way more on this deal, but I'll explain it a little bit further. But first, let's start with what list we got this from. This is important. So I've got PropStream pulled up through ttpdata.com, and here you'll see we're going after Scottsdale, Arizona, a very popular area, very higher end area here in Arizona. And I want to go after these properties because everybody wants to do a flip in this area. Everybody wants to do a renovation. And a lot of Scottsdale was built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, which makes it beautiful because now you can really get a lot of juice out of it by going in and renovating these properties. And if it's in your market, this is what you want to pay attention to. Where are the really popular areas that were developed before the 90s, right? That's your bread and butter. That's where the cash buyers are looking. That's where the flippers are looking. And that's where you're going to get the really, really nice spreads on it. So I've got Scottsdale now. Let's go to the filter. And this is important, okay? Now, first thing I wanted these to be non-owner occupied. That means that these are typically rental properties. The owner of the property didn't live in this property. They were renting it out for a while. And that's what I want to go after. Now, I didn't hit the vacant button here, okay? And the reason I didn't hit that is because that's a totally different list. I want to leave this open. I don't mind if there's tenants in there. I don't mind if it is occupied and they've got, a month-to-month type of tenant in there. I don't mind about that because we can work with that. Even we can work with a long-term tenant, but typically they're month to month if the owners have owned this rental property for a while. Next, we go to property characteristics, and this is critical. Single-family properties. Now, people are looking to buy townhouses, land, condos, but single-family houses is the biggest pool of cash buyers. It has the biggest pool of cash buyers because everybody wants to renovate a house, right? It's on all the TV shows. It's on everything. People love flipping houses. So I go to single-family. Now, this is an interesting little nuance that I did here. I put the building size at 2,500 square feet or smaller. I want houses that don't need gigantic renovation budgets, right? The bigger the house, the more you have to spend in flooring, in cabinets, in fixtures, in countertops, in everything, appliances. The smaller the house, the more controlled the budget can be on your renovation. So I put it to 2,500 square feet because that's really going to be the sweet spot for your cash buyers. And then, of course, I put in 1990. I want these properties to be at least 30 years old. After 30 years, these houses no longer feel new. You need to renovate them. There's been so many design changes in the last 30 years and even floor plan changes. You can see properties where the walls are coming down and it's getting more open, and you see, a lot different flooring material. You see a lot different painting schemes. So all of this factors into making sure that you're going after the biggest opportunities, which are the older properties that need that renovation, that need that rehab. All right. So 1990 there. And this is really critical right here. MLS status, no. I don't want these on the market. I don't want anybody to know about these properties. These are the pure off-market properties that we're going after. So we hit that no button there. And then the last one, years of ownership, I do at least 7 years, all right? Now, the average ownership of a property is 7 years. So I want to hit it at 7 years of ownership minimum. I don't want these people buying these properties or these owners buying these properties 2, 3, 4 years ago. I want them to be seasoned over the last last 7 years, we've seen growth in the real estate market. We've seen appreciation in a lot of markets. That means that there's more equity. And if they had a loan on it and they're getting this property rented, then part of that rent is paying down the loan on that property. So they're going to have more equity. That's what we need. Remember, on every deal, we need two things. We need equity and we need motivation. That's it. We need equity and we need motivation. Every single day, put this in your brain. Every single day, people are trading equity in their property for speed and convenience. And that's what we're looking for. And that's what you're going to find with the 7. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't you go into the equity info here and go with an estimated equity percentage of 30, 40, 50%. I don't trust it. PropStream is fantastic. Their info is fantastic, but a machine, a bot, a algorithm is not going to know the story. They're not going to really know the percentage of equity. It's a guess, and I don't want to filter out really good properties. Now, look, this is not a lot of filters. I only have 5 filters in here because I want a bigger list. Now, if you don't have a huge budget, you can put more filters in here. Maybe you want to go smaller properties. Maybe you want to go, properties that are under 1,500 square feet, whatever. But I want a broad list here because I want to go after a lot of different properties. And when people filter too much, a lot of these properties, they slip past them. They slip through the cracks and they end up at my company, which is absolutely great. And I want them to end up at your company, which is actually great. So open up, broaden up your filters. Okay, great. Now I'm going to pull up the actual property here on Granite Reef in Scottsdale. Now, great property here. You can see this property was built in 1967. I love it. Perfect. 1,300 square feet. Perfect. Right there. Beautiful. And you can see the renovation's already done. And I'm going to show you what they're selling it for because it's actually under contract right now. They've already done the renovation. But look at this. Look right here. This is what we put this property under contract for. Okay, the owner, we negotiated with them. We got it at $365. We ended up selling it for $395. So we made $30,000 on this deal, which is phenomenal. But you want to see what's heartbreaking? This is what's heartbreaking right here. This is it right here. MLS details. Do you see what price they have here? That's right. $545. $545. We locked it up at $365. It is currently under contract for $529,000. They didn't quite get it. It stayed on the market. They were really pushing value on it, but they got $529 from $365. I had my disposition manager go back and talk to the cash buyer that we sold it to. They only put $40,000 into it. Okay, so they bought it at $395. They put $40,000 in, so they're at like $435, and they've got an offer at $529. Oh my gosh. If we would have done this renovation ourselves, we would have made over 6 figures on this deal. And that's kind of the tightrope, right? That's the tightrope, the double-edged sword that we walk when we want a wholesale property, get them done with, and just get that money now and move on, as opposed to taking properties down, fixing them up, taking that extra 3-4 months and getting the really big spread. So really, when you're looking at every single deal, you have to determine, wait, do I need the funds right now? Do I want this $30,000 right now? Or do I want to renovate this property, close it down, renovate it, and make that really big spread? And that's why it's kind of like, gut-wrenching. We could have made 4 times as much on this deal. But listen, I'm not in the business of renovating properties right now. I've done it. It takes up a lot of brain power and a lot of your sleepless nights thinking about different design things and hoping people don't break into it and hoping that your contractors are showing up. And there's a lot more to it. But if you build a process for fixing up properties, you absolutely can do do it without all those worries, and you can really do something special. And that's really the evolution. Once you start wholesaling properties and you get these under, you start building up a heavy bank account, then you move on to doing some of these renovations and some of these flips. And then all of a sudden you're getting the big checks from these deals, and now you're off and running, and life is just incredible. But I decided to keep this, to just wholesale this, keep my team focused on just getting wholesale deals, and we've done great. So it just depends on where you're at in your business, but it is, sometimes it's a little gut-wrenching when you sell a property and you see somebody make an incredible amount, but I'm very happy for them. And by the way, this cash buyer will come back to us time and time again because they're making $90,000 on this flip, and they love us. So it's a win for the seller. They wanted to sell it fast. They didn't want to deal with it. It's a win for us. We made $30,000, and it's a win for the cash buyer because they're going to make $90,000. So we're going to hit the road. I'm going to show you a little bit of what to look for in these older neighborhoods so that you feel really prepared and understand what is the potential going on right now. How much can this deal really make if I lock it up? Let's check it out now. Here we go. Taking my mom's car today. All right, we are getting close. We're pulling up to this. It is interesting driving in here. It's a little bit tight. I've got Matt behind the camera, and he's a huge Viking of a man. I'm in my mom's car because my truck is getting new shoes. My truck is getting new tires, and so it's a little tight, but this is amazing. So look at this. You can see that this is a very clean neighborhood, but there is opportunities for some renovations. There's some properties that are looking a little bit older. They need a little bit of a facelift. I mean, a lot of these have been renovated, and here we are. We're pulling up right here. That's the property that we locked up for $365,000. Now you'll see we had this roof. We had the roof here. The roof was already remodeled, so they just came in and really freshened up the paint, freshened up the inside, put $40,000 into the property, and they're making $90,000. But there's more opportunities. I mean, there's more opportunities in these neighborhoods. These are the neighborhoods that you have to be looking for. You have to be looking for the older neighborhoods that are established, but they're in a great area. Now, the interesting thing about this area is right behind this street is one of the top high school football teams in the state, Saguaro High School, and it's very popular. People will literally move from different states to go to this high school and will buy properties in this area just because they want to have the opportunity to be in the school boundaries for this school. So I knew that going on. I knew it was a popular area. I knew that there was more to it than just, the comps right now. I knew that there was going to be an explosion of values in this neighborhood just because of the school district and the schools. Do not sleep on the power of really good schools and really good school districts, because it really makes a difference on the potential price per square foot and total value of a neighborhood. And that's really what we're looking at. We're looking at where can we find the most potential, where's older properties in good areas, in good school districts. You find deals in those areas. That's how you get to the 100. Look at this house right here. Are you kidding me? This thing is like all brand new. Look at this one getting built over here. Look at that. Look at what it's next to. Like, this is the difference. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm telling you, what good school districts do to a community is it makes people go absolutely bananas and take these small 13 to 2,000 square foot houses and make something that's probably 25 to 3,000 square feet. I mean, that's a brand new build next to a house that's been around since the 50s, right? It's absolutely incredible. But the lesson here on this deal breakdown truly is look for good school districts, especially really good popular schools, and look around them and look for the older neighborhoods that there's still some properties that they have the potential. You drive around, you add it to your little driving for dollars. I'm going to add this one here. This one looks beautiful. You know, it's not totally run down, but it's a little bit dated. I'm going to add that to my Deal Machine app right now as we're talking, because I think there's potential there, and we already have it. My team's already driven over here, of course. But that's what you do. You just drive around, you look for properties that might have some potential. Now, these aren't, these aren't really rough, but they're not completely renovated. When you see properties that are getting completely rebuilt, like the ones here across the street from properties that are still in original condition, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those opportunities that other people aren't necessarily looking for. Because let me tell you this, on Zillow, that property that we got for $365 was on Zillow for $390. It was on Zillow for $390,000. We gave him $365 because we knew the potential, and now it's sold for $530,000, and it was a $40,000 renovation. So that's the lesson of this deal breakdown. This isn't just entertainment. This is also some instruction and to give you some knowledge and some wisdom to go after those properties in really good school districts that can really, really, really get you those six-figure deals, those big, massive deals. I want that for everybody, and this is how you get it. There you go. Is that what cool people say about tires, Matt? No, just tires. Yeah, I'm getting new tires. Okay. Anyway.